Is art subjective to you? Is the art you're making actually for you? In 2026, internet media broadcasting and exploration is larger than ever. Art projects, essays, analysis, explorations, reviews. Thousands of results, more than 1,000 reasons why. In this expanse, I ask, what do you want to make? Take a moment. Take a breath. Listen to yourself, and only yourself. Do you know what it's like to listen to yourself? What do you want to make? You, only you. To know it, to see it, to make it. Your feelings, your viewpoint, your heart, your voice, your desire. In a company of only you and your art. A woman is in an art studio. Only her, at 10 a.m. in the morning, with a small speaker connected to her phone playing music. A travel thermos of tea she made at home sits nearby. She's rented this space for 3 weeks so far, the end of 15 months of study for herself as a painter. It's now, in this month, in this moment, in the landscape societally and digitally that you've known over the last 15 months yourself. This is her time. This is her space. This is her painting. It's the outcome of all the time she's given herself and the study, all the effort, all the training, the ups and the downs, the emotions, the experiences, all up to the moment to look at it and understand, I made this. She will take a photo and upload it to Instagram. It will be liked and shared by her partner and her mother, and a few friends, with 1 or 2 strangers. It will not exceed 10 engagements in total for the lifespan of her photo. Is her painting any less valuable to her or to you? Is her life as a painter and her journey in it any less enjoyable in its trial and challenge, the discoveries and experience? This painting, she decides, will go up in her home. She's proud of it. This is the painting she made in her studio she rented during the first 3 weeks, the end of a 15-month journey, and no one is able to understand what that feels like. Every time she sees it, she will remember what it was to make this, and the photo on Instagram is nothing. In a city, a man in his late 40s at an office job admits to a young guy at work who minored in English literature that he too wanted to be a writer at some point. He did write a novel, in his late 20s, a few years after college, during a time that his career life was stable, Dating was lukewarm, and hobbies lacked in luster. "A lot of late nights," he says, describing his time period getting the first draft done. It was a challenge to himself, a little dream he never let go of, and it was thrilling to go on the journey and know all the moments of success in structuring scenes, finding the dialogue, nailing a sentence. He had dreams from start to finish about publishing. It was sobering in the aftermath to try submitting to literary agents, seeking publishing, throwing his story against the wall. Nobody loved it as much as he did, and a few glimmers of hope along the way stirred flames of passion, until he at last felt pulled into a different lane in life. The novel's draft submission copies sat in a box in the closet. The younger man asked if he thought about the novel from time to time even without it being published. The older man, lost in reminiscing, takes a moment to answer. "Yes," he replies, and smiles. The younger man will go on to try a few short stories. He'll get bold enough to ask the older guy if he'd care to read them. To his delight, his workplace manager accepts. The younger guy will, at times, manage to get his work in online magazines. It's nice, but it means more to talk about his stories in person with a one-time novelist who loves his art. The older man decides after 5 months of back and forth that, actually, he'll give it a swing. Why not? It has been a long time. If they're in a good dynamic like this, maybe he ought to pick up the pencil too, or work the keyboard, again. The older man isn't quite ready to share that old novel draft, but maybe one day. Neither man will ever be on a bookshelf with their name, or self-published to amazing success, and they'll know in their time together that they'll never need it. Their memories together, and the time discussing their love of craft and each other's work, are their most valuable in the time period in that office. I'll give you one more. A group of 4 friends who met in a community-focused workshop decide to go to a bar together. It's a Friday night, and on Fridays and Saturdays, local musicians play on a small corner stage. That night, a woman who reveres music in the style of Alanis Morissette takes the stage with her guitar. She's developed her voice over the course of 12 years, helped along greatly by singing along to Alanis and other radio hit heroes of the 90s and early 2000s. And as she performs, the inspirations are unmistakable. On a table next to the small stage, she has small cards with QR codes to lead to her music online, in case anyone wants to follow. She's got a modest audience, a good 1,200 or so followers, made over the course of a few years. None of the members of the friend group take a card. They enjoy their food, each other's company, and the music. The performer's name will not be remembered. The performer will not experience personal interactions during or after her performance, but will enjoy and appreciate the light applause and a few occasional enthusiastic whistles. She's dreamed of making it since she was a teenager. She has not made it over the span of 28 years. The bars in the area all still know her name, though, and happily book her performances. And she goes, time and time again, to perform for varying sizes of crowds and live in her art. It's a lot of Alanis inspiration to anyone who can recognize it, and it's thoroughly enjoyable, nonetheless. Lack of a label or a big break has never stopped her enjoyment. Her memories, the good times, the long nights, getting to know strangers who became friends, and none of the occasional cold critiques she's been unfortunate to see in local reviews across print or web have discouraged her from going out again and again. Do you look at this and question the value in her art? Do you think she questions her value of it herself? What would you tell her in this situation if you knew she did? What would you tell the older man in the office? What would you tell the younger? What would you tell the woman painting in a studio? What do you tell yourself? is not about value from another. Judgment, critique, criticism, even praise or rave reviews. These are viewpoints. Only, ever, viewpoints. Is your art valuable to you? And if you feel it isn't, why not? Are you so focused on quality, meeting a rubric in your head, meeting the rubric of another, how other people feel about it, a desire or anxiety to see it make money or meet a mark, that you devalue your art? Is it value you discover if you did it only for you and just enjoyed the act? Does pursuing a dream and not quite making it, even over years, make your enjoyments in the pursuit and your growth any less enjoyable or valuable? Does it take the life and the emotions out of your memories? Does an audience not showing up, or a professional critic or broadcaster, take away your art's value and your joy in it? What if you make what it is you want to make? What if you make whatever it is the way that you want to make it, and let the world's opinions and viewpoints just be that, opinions and viewpoints? I've lived my career analyzing art, critiquing it, describing how I feel about it, the high points and low that I see and I feel. And not a word of it is law. I give you a viewpoint, and if my artistry in video and voice delivers value to you, that's what you decide for yourself. If you find that valuable. I make art in what I do. I know my joy in my craft, the experiences in all the stages of the process, my delivery of voice, my composition of writing in the scripts, the precision of editing, and getting it just right to the tone, making sure the audio is clean of anything that disturbs me to the ear. It is all valuable to me, and I enjoy the value it brings to others too. In my home, I have unpublished novel drafts. I dreamed of being an author, and I didn't turn into one. I remember every moment I spent in the challenge, all the lows and the highs, the literal headaches, every mug of coffee, every album I played, finding myself in the zone, letting it flow, and trying to make things work for entire days at a time. Anxious planning, humor and thrill, getting to know characters in the way that I lit up when I got to talk about them to others. To print out a copy and look at it and know, I did that. I remember all the afternoons spent emailing literary agents, composing until I was tired and the excitement wore out. I look at it all, and I know another book's worth of living I value. I remember every drawing that I made, thinking maybe I could get good enough and I would be able to do something amazing with it, knowing characters and knowing scenes. Getting tired, asking myself how on earth somebody managed perspective, or how you could draw organically and turn 2D into 3D the way that artists did. None of it was a loss. I value all those too. I made what I wanted to make. I make what I want to make. And I analyze what artists make that they want to make. I don't know how many do it in a mindset of hoping that I will, or one of my peers, or the many beautiful souls who are now just starting to make what they want to make in analyzing and uplifting nonfiction and immersive online art. A reviewer or analyst is only ever as valuable as you make them in your decided system of values. If our viewpoints or attention uplift you, you have decided so. Joy wants to be shared, and we want to know when we share it that it's felt. In your art, you will know your joy. To desire sharing it is only natural. A fire on a candle is always hungry to move past its singular wick. And yet, it is no less a fire, and no less warm, in its solitude, lighting a singular candle. You are the authority of your art's value. Make what you will.